Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Monday, February the 12th, 2024. I am Jarrell Bryan. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Nigerian who disarmed, shot at presidential guard in 2022 State House attack, jailed for 3 months. Government envisions tougher penalties for breach of safety protocols as 4 workplace deaths recorded in 7 days. Government scraps $265.5 million contract after only 10% of work completed in 2 years. 4th FPSO won Guyana to set sail from Singapore early next year. And BERBICE woman involved in $283 million fraud claims monies were given to a pastor. Now for the news in detail. The Nigerian man who in 2022 was captured after a brazen attack on State House left a presidential guard seriously wounded has been jailed for 3 months, after which he would be under 3 years of probationary supervision. Here is our lead story tonight. State House attacker Betel Chimezi, a Nigerian national who in 2022 disarmed and then shot at on-duty presidential guards, has been jailed for 3 months. Additionally, Chimezi will have to undergo 3 years of supervised probation, according to the sentence handed down by Magistrate Leron Daly. Chimezi was charged with discharging a loaded firearm with intent on presidential guard Telon Pereira. In handing down the sentence, Magistrate Daly applied the maximum sentence at 15 months, then took into consideration the time Chimezi has been on remand. Chimezi was first charged and placed on remand on January 19, 2023 by then Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan. When it comes to the charge of attempted murder, this is set for March 1, 2024 before Magistrate Rondell Weaver. According to what was reported, on December 15, 2022, Chimezi first approached the guard hut at State House demanding to see the president. After being cautioned about the process before entering the compound, Chimezi whipped out a knife and stabbed Pereira, one of the guards present, 5 times. The Nigerian national then relieved a female guard of her firearm and retreated, firing shots in the area. After exchanging gunfire with the presidential guards and other ranks, Chimezi was finally surrounded and disarmed. Both Chimezi and the injured guard were transported to the hospital, where Pereira was hospitalized. While still in his hospital bed, Pereira was promoted by President Dr. Irfan Ali to the rank of corporal. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News. A Venezuelan national was killed on Saturday following a freak accident at the Frida Shore Base, the artificial island that has been constructed in the estuary of the Demerara River. The dead man has been identified as 37-year-old Russ Beljesus Rengar Azokar. Police explained that on the day in question, Azokar, a health and safety worker, was placing safety cones and danger tape around a hole as a signal to warn others of the hazard when he unfortunately fell into the hole himself. The hole had a depth of several feet of water and Azokar presumably drowned therein. He was found head down in the hole, and some witnesses immediately activated the emergency response, but Azokar unfortunately could not be rescued in time by his emergency response colleagues. Meanwhile, this workplace fatality at Artificial Island is the 4th workplace-related death to have occurred within a period of 7 days, and Labour Minister Joseph Hamilton has said the statistics are alarming. In this report, the Labour Minister deliberates on the need for more than just stronger health and safety protocols, urging that there be a change in culture. He added that stiffer penalties might be needed to encourage such a shift in culture when it comes to health and safety. Here's a look.
On February 4th, 66-year-old Lennox McPherson died after he was pinned by an excavator bucket against the track of another excavator just outside the Guyana Shield Resources sand pit at Dora on the east bank of Demerara. Then on February 6th, 64-year-old Trevor Jones died after he was crushed by a super reach stacker at the John Fernandez Wharf at Water Street, Georgetown. It was reported that the man was struck by the counterweight at the rear of the vehicle, at which point he fell and was fatally injured by the rear right wheel of the machine. On February 9th, 27-year-old Damindra Narayan succumbed to injuries he had received 1 month prior after falling from a 10-feet scaffold whilst pressure washing Imam Baka's Sons Limited's complex at Affiance, Essequibo Coast. Then on February 10th, a Venezuelan health and safety worker, 37-year-old Rosbel Azokar was killed at the Vredenhoop Shore Base, the artificial island that is being constructed in the Demerara River. Police had stated that the worker was placing safety cones and danger tape around the hole as a signal to warn others of the hazard, but unfortunately, he himself fell into the hole. In the last incident, Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton highlighted the irony of the fact that a health and safety worker failed to adhere to health and safety protocols at the work site. In this regard, he said a culture shift is needed when it comes to workplace safety.
That is astonishing. He has OSH training and understanding. So if he is this position is that, then you could remind the people he's supposed to be supervising. Most companies now are developing their HSE based on what oil and gas is requiring for them to even participate in oil and gas. So yes, you would expect better. A company that is in oil and gas. For me, it's a cultural issue that we have to deal with.
In fact, he said the government is working on introducing modern laws governing health and safety in the workplace.
Our legislation is not relevant to the time, so we are working on that. So our oil safety legislation never envisaged oil and gas. So that also is a work in progress. That's a tedious exercise. We are engaged with the Attorney General Chambers. I have recommended steep fines. That's first, and I recommended perhaps, I don't know, the lawyers must advise, whether perhaps we can put down in the legislation holding people for contempt, like they do with other issues in the judiciary. But I'm a layman, I'm not a lawyer. I can only speak to what I think should happen.
He added that more training is needed for health and safety officials in Guyana. Nevertheless, the Labour Minister said the government has been making substantial investments in raising awareness on this matter, and in fact, within the last 3 years, he said there has been results.
I can speak to hundreds of training sessions we have had with both public sector, private sector, organization, company groups. The Ministry of Labour is doing a lot of work, not just in coastal plain. We have expanded the Ministry of Labour beyond the coastal plain in every region.
Hamilton said in 2020 there were 33 workplace fatalities, and in 2023 it was reduced to 20.
A $265.5 million contract to construct an administrative building for the Region 10 Regional Democratic Council, RDC, has had to be scrapped by the government after it became evident that 2 years had passed and only 10% of works had been completed. Here are the details. During Monday's session of the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, Region 10 Regional Executive Officer Dwight John gave account for projects that occurred prior to him taking over. For instance, there was a $265 million contract to construct a new office for the Regional Democratic Council. The contract was issued in 2017 and was supposed to have a 2-year completion period. When the contract was finally scrapped in 2021, however, only 10% of the work was completed by the contractor.
You recall what were the reasons for the cancellation? Was it non-performance?
Non-performance, so place and at the date of the date it's supposed to be completed, it was only at 10%.
At the time of the date of completion, it was only at 10%. Yes.
Despite this, over $40 million had been paid to the contractor. John explained that the decision to cancel the project was made by him.
Where did the cancellation come from? The Ministry of Finance or the region?
I would have sent a letter to Ministry of Finance.
Saying what?
Giving them the information about the project and that the project will be terminated.
Or you indicated to the Ministry of Finance?
I informed them through local government that the time for the project has expired, the project and the duration, the percentage the project was at, the same summary that Mr. Clark would have spoken about just now, and ask for termination.
Or you ask for it to be terminated?
Because of the time frame and the percentage.
Fast forward to 2023-2024, however, the PAC noted that the region is still in need of a new admin building. The REO explained that the region has put in a request for funds for a new building. However, the PAC asked the REO to lay over the documents of these requests. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News. Guyana's fourth floating production, storage and offloading FPSO vessel, currently under construction in Singapore, is expected to set sail for Guyana early next year. Find out more in this report.
The hull is fully constructed. The first module has been lifted onto the top sides. It's come out of the dry dock, and now all the other modules that need to go on the top sides of the FPSO are being finalized and added on. Most of the remainder of the year will then be integration. How do you integrate all the modules, the cabling, the pipe work, and everything else that goes with it. The plan basis is that around the end of first quarter next year, the FPSO would sail from Singapore to Guyana.
President of ExxonMobil Guyana, Alistair Routledge, addressing the media last week on the country's fourth FPSO, the One Guyana. There are currently 3 FPSOs operating in Guyana's offshore waters, the Liza Destiny, the Liza Unity, and the Prosperity, working on the Liza 1, Liza Phase 2, and Payara projects respectively. The One Guyana FPSO will operate on ExxonMobil's fourth project, Yellowtail. It is being constructed by SBM Offshore, a Dutch-based global group of companies. SBM Offshore had constructed the previous FPSOs. Meanwhile, the Yellowtail development is located in the eastern portion of the Stabroek Block and involves the development of the Yellowtail and Redtail fields. Production is scheduled to begin in 2025 with an estimated investment of US $10 billion. Moreover, the project is expected to generate approximately 1,300 jobs across 4 phases. It was previously reported that the development plan for Yellowtail includes 6 drill centers and the drilling of up to 6 to 7 development wells. Meanwhile, the One Guyana FPSO will be able to produce 250,000 barrels of oil per day and will also have a storage capacity of 2 million barrels of crude oil. The vessel will be designed to perform produced water treatment functions as well as oil separation and gas injection. It will include a flare tower, safety system and power generation capability, and a crude metering system. 6 FPSOs are expected to be online offshore Guyana by 2027. The 5th FPSO will be named Erowitu, and this will operate in the Yaru project. It will have oil storage capacity of 2 million barrels and oil production design rate of 250 barrels of oil per day. The FPSO will be able to offload approximately 1 million barrels onto a tanker in a period of approximately 24 hours. This vessel will be delivered by Modec, a Japanese company. The startup of the Yaru development is targeted in 2026. Meanwhile, Erowitu means abundance in the local Warao language. Moreover, the 6th FPSO will be named Jaguar after Guyana's national animal and is earmarked for the Whiptail project.
We submitted the EIA last year. We submitted the field development plan. We're working through multiple reviews and queries from the government and their advisors. And our goal is that hopefully by the end of this quarter that we'll have cleared all of those questions and we can align around the environmental permit and the production license. So that's the target we're working towards. That project, another 250,000 barrels per day of production facilities, target to start up by the end of 2027, which would lift the total capacity, production capacity of the country to in excess of 1.2 million barrels per day.
Coming up, teachers will be prime beneficiaries of national development, President Ali reassures, and Ghanaian fashion designer provides support for creatives in Guyana.
Envision's light intelligent lenses. Pick your color, choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Electrical contractors, builders, and homeowners. When it comes to electricals, don't take chances. Invest in top quality electrical items from our electrical department at Gaffos. We stock brands from the USA, Canada, and UK, such as Cooper Allied and Siemens. Get main and distribution circuit panels and breakers in various sizes. Electrical cables in sizes ranging from 1.5mm to 16mm in single core, flat, and ground flex. Surface and flush switches ranging from 1 gang to 6 gang. Also double pole switches from 20 amps to 45 amps. Outlets 13 amps to 20 amps, both surface and flush. Earth rods and clamps 6 inches to 10 inches. Also available are transformers, voltage regulators, and more. So for all your home and office and industrial electrical items, visit the Gaffos location nearest you at MacDoom, Parika, Neems, Land of Canaan, Rose Hall, Beatty, Kanji.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe. Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
Come celebrate 1770 with us. It's our birthday. Yeah, celebrate 1770 with us. Yeah. It's our 17th anniversary, and we're celebrating in style by giving away $17 million in 17 days. Top up with $1,000 or more for a chance to be one of 17 lucky winners of $1 million. Don't miss your chance. Top up today. Digicel, 17 years of bringing you the best. Yeah. Come celebrate 1770 with us. It's our birthday.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Warrapoka businessman Van West Charles lost his life on Friday after he reportedly lost control of the boat he was captaining and it crashed into another boat in the vicinity of the 99 Turns at Warrapoka Village, Northwest District, Region 1, Barima-Waini. Police have said that at about 2100 hours on Friday, they received reports that the 26-year-old Charles, who was captaining a wooden boat powered by a 40 HP Yamaha engine, had collided with another boat, resulting in him and his engine falling overboard. They said that Charles was rescued from the water but died on his way to seek medical attention. The other boat involved in the collision was a 22-foot speedboat powered by a 200 HP Yamaha engine. At the time, it was being captained by Noel Malvin Evans, a 43-year-old holder of a coxswain license for the past 2 years. In detailing the events that led up to this accident, police have said that on the day in question, at about 6:30 hours, Evans picked up 4 passengers from the Guyana back dam in Barama, Northwest District, and took them to Charity and Moruca, respectively. At about 17:05 hours, as he was negotiating a turn in the mid-area of the 99 Turns at Northwest District, he observed Charles approaching him from the opposite direction, and he was traveling at a fast rate. Upon seeing Evans, Charles reportedly swerved to avoid a collision, but instead, the back portion of his boat crashed into the bow area of Evans' boat, and the impact of that crash threw and injured Charles overboard. Evans has nevertheless been arrested and is assisting with the investigations. Meanwhile, an accident that occurred along the Metimir-Zurich Public Road, West Coast Demerara on Sunday at about 2:30 hours has claimed the life of 32-year-old Mark Paul of Samaru Dam, Podroin, West Bank Demerara. Based on reports received, the young man was proceeding along the Metimir-Zurich Public Road on his motorcycle CL 8032 at a fast rate of speed when he reportedly lost control of the machine and it crashed into a wooden bridge before ending up in a trench. Pulled from the trench in a semi-conscious state and with injuries to his head and about his body, Paul was rushed to the Lenora Cottage Hospital where he was treated, but hours later he succumbed to the injuries he sustained. We now tell you that the Barbise woman who is before the court on 19 counts of obtaining a total of $283 million by false pretense has implicated a pastor, saying that all the monies were given to him. Here are the details from our Barbise correspondent, Andrew Carmichael.
Priscilla Jalim, a former branch manager of Nafico and of Welcome Street, Rosignol, West Bank, Barbise, and Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown, is facing 19 counts of obtaining monies by false pretense. Monies totaling $283 million from business persons. Additionally, she has also been charged with one count of fraudulent misappropriation amounting to $5.8 million. However, after more than 7 months, only one matter has been heard. It is alleged that between October and November 2022, she took $38 million from Abdul Rashu of No. 9 Village, West Coast, Berbice. Rashu was one of 9 witnesses, inclusive of 5 police officers who testified at the Blamont Magistrates Court before Magistrate Peter Yu. The businessman had told the court that initially he was asked to invest $15 million with the promise that within 1 week he will get back his money as well as $3 million in profit. After collecting the $18 million, Jalim returned the following morning and asked him to reinvest the money. The next week, she lured him into investing an additional $15 million, and 10 days later, a further $6 million, totaling $39 million. After collecting the $18 million, Jalim returned the following morning and asked him to reinvest the money. The next week, she lured him into investing an additional $15 million, and 10 days later, a further $6 million, all totaling $39 million. The man never got back his money. During Monday's proceedings, Jalim told the court that it was a pastor who had organized the whole scheme, and he had all of the victims' monies. Magistrate Yu has set February 26 to make a ruling. The Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCO, is prosecuting the case. It had been reported that in December 2022, a number of persons had reported to SOCO that the accused was operating a Ponzi scheme. Investigators revealed that the accused deceived victims into believing that she was the chief executive officer of Dream Chasers, a legal investment where she borrows money from investors and lends it to government contractors and farmers who are having financial problems. She allegedly informed the victims that she would pay them 5 to 20% interest weekly on their capital. Meanwhile, Jalim allegedly was a member of the New Light Assemblies of God Church of No. 4 Village, West Coast, Berbice, and was entrusted with the safe custody and control of the congregation's penny bank account. It is, however, alleged that she converted the amount of $5.8 million of the church's penny bank money to her own use and benefit. SOCO is also prosecuting that matter. For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
Urging teachers to be fair and to put the interests of the students at heart, President Dr. Irfan Ali has appealed to teachers to remember the good the People's Progressive Party Civic PPPC government has done for them and the commitments it has made to do even more. Rupal Sinarayan tells us more.
During an address to the nation on Sunday, President Dr. Irfan Ali referred to several initiatives that government has rolled out and will continue to roll out to benefit teachers. He shared that there is a plan which places teachers at the forefront of benefiting from Guyana's prosperity. The head of state reminded that government does not have to be convinced of the need to do more for teachers.
I'm very concerned that the political actors in our society, those political actors who are trying to use our teacher, and I'm using this word very frankly, because they are aware that we are committed to a plan in which our teachers will be not only prime beneficiary of the development and advancement of our country, but that their position will be comparable to anywhere else in the region. But of course, it takes time. We have announced a series of measures to improve the lives of teachers, nurses, and public servants, and these measures are going to continue even before the end of this year. No one needs to push this government. We are committed to this task.
He made it clear that government would not allow persons to be used as political pawns by a union that is not even accountable to its members.
I come from a family of more than 30 teachers now. No one needs to convince us about doing more for our workers, our farmers, our teachers, our nurses, our doctors. This is a commitment of this government. But what is for sure is that we cannot allow, and we will not allow people to be used as pawns, people to be used as political tool, and that is what is being, that is the situation now, where this union that is totally unaccountable, this union that has we read now $2 billion of teachers' money, $2 billion, that could have been invested in teachers' welfare.
Further, he detailed some other measures that the PPPC government implemented after it took office, including correcting salary scales at $700 million, increasing the remote area incentive from $9,000 to $20,000, allowances ranging from $10,000 to $30,000, and the provision of 3,800 scholarships to teachers.
This is outside the fact that when we came in, for more than a year and a half, we paid teachers during COVID whilst they were at home. Whilst many others in the public sector who are working, the police officers, the army officers, the doctors, were saying we should pay half and then increase their salaries who are working during this. We said no. We did not make any adjustment because we are concerned. We care about every categories of workers in this country.
Meanwhile, in light of revelations that the Guyana Teachers Union has failed to submit financial statements for 2 decades, despite collecting billions of dollars in dues from teachers over the years, President Ali urged teachers to ask questions to their union.
This is all I ask. For us to be fair. For us to look at all we have done. For us to understand the commitment I have made, and for us to put our children's interests first. I'm not going to go into the accountability issues about the union, but teachers must ask questions. $2 billion invested at 10% return can give you annual returns of $200 million. No audit from 2004. Those are questions you must ask your union.
Recognizing the growth of the arts community in Guyana, the Office of the First Lady has hosted the Continuum, a networking forum which provided local creatives with insight to enhance their skills in their creative journey. Michael Henry reports that this workshop was led by international designer Kwaku Bediako of Ghana.
Following President Dr. Irfan Ali's recent visit to Ghana, a connection was established between him and renowned Ghanaian fashion icon Kwaku Bediako Uduru. This led to the hosting of a workshop in Guyana on Friday last week, where scores of persons from the local creatives industry gathered. The event featured local designers, poets, makeup artists, and other creatives. At the event, a question and answer segment was initiated as eager creatives raised several questions to the fashion icon.
Local designers have trusted me enough to perform poetry while models strut in their creative pieces. Now my question to you, as the renowned designer that you are, how would you connect fashion with poetry? Or if you have, can you share that experience with us? Thank you.
Kwaku greeted the question with sound advice which left her alongside the other creatives with knowledge to implement into their future projects.
Don't worry too much. Don't overthink it. Just figure out how to build the dots between what you're doing and then the painter, between the makeup artist. the musician.
Present at the event was First Lady Arya Ali, who noted that this initiative is a testament to the government's commitment to developing the local creative industry.
That is why this session is being hosted under the theme, The Continuum, Connecting Cultures to the Creative Industry. We're also not oblivious to the fact that the industry needs support. That is why we continue to make investments in it. For example, through the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports, Cultural and Creative Industries Grant Program, and of course, this forum that you all are participating here today. We appreciate too that creative arts can be a significant contributor to national income through investment, job creation, and of course, tourism.
This is Michelle Henry reporting for the Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is expected to be closed to vehicular traffic on Tuesday, February 13, 2024 at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Barbas River Bridge is expected to be closed to vehicular traffic on Tuesday, February 13, 2024 at 6:35 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Torn gets GHE call-up, Beaton flagged for action, and Can Sharif take top honors in Chess Grand Prix 2 competition. Details of these stories and more in the Sportscast, sponsored by McCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
It's a new day with Shilling Oil. A unique blend of natural oils to help ease and soothe the day-to-day discomforts of life. Get relief from muscle and joint pain, headaches, and congestion. Shilling Oil lets you get back to the things you love doing most. Water relief with Shilling Oil. Distributed by Massey Distribution.
You can now call the Bureau of Statistics toll-free on 624-0962 or 624-0963 to verify that you were counted in the 2022 National Population and Housing Census. Our operational hours are from Monday to Friday between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. and Saturday to Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Have a say in how your community and country develops by ensuring that you are counted. Remember, our toll-free numbers are 624-0962 and 624-0963. Visit the Bureau of Statistics website at www.statisticsguyana.gov.gy for a full list of other numbers being used by our
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
Come celebrate 1770 with us. It's our 17th anniversary and we are celebrating with up to 40% discount on handsets. Get the Samsung A05 for just $16,000 or go for the Samsung A15 for just $29,000 or the Samsung A245 for just $35,000. But wait, there's more. You also get 1 month free data plan with any handset purchase. Limited time offer. Hurry to a Digicel store today. 17 years of bringing you the best.
1770 with us. Did you know that when you leave your property unoccupied and unmanaged, it deteriorates much faster than you can imagine? Then before you know it, much of your hard-earned investment is wasted. At Hand in Hand Trust Corporation, property management is our business. Whether you travel for long periods, live overseas, or have several properties that require managing, let us at Hand in Hand Trust Corporation take care of this for you. Your property is safe with us. Hand in Hand Trust Corporation Incorporated,